14-year-old Brandon is ruining family meals because he's obsessed with texting and refuses to put his phone down at the table.
When we're eating dinner, we like vibrates, like when I've got a message, and I try not to, but I have to pick it up.
Do you say that you've become a little bit addicted to it, like you've got to have it all the time?
I think I'm addicted to it.
There has to be limits, okay? If somebody sends you a message, they can wait 15 minutes while you're having dinner. Between the pair of you, I would suggest that you start to limit where the phone is, because the importance of you recognising that you are needing it more and more shows me that it's becoming a problem, and the impact of that is disconnecting you from the family. You should be involved in doing things with your family, but also enjoy doing things with your mates. I want you to go home tonight and make out a game plan of when you can and when you can't be using that. And I want your friends round, and I want you doing other things, and not rely on technology.
When it comes to meal times, 5-year-old John has taken a lack of table manners to new extremes.
Why do you move over there when you have a sandwich, when John sits all over here on his own?
Ben's got food phobia.
No, it's alright, that's the matter.
Look at one of your sandwiches under my hand is egg.
What would happen if I done that?
Stop! Rewind! No.
When it's dinner time, the girls have to sit at one end of the table, and if he's got his dinner at the same time, he'll have to sit right at the very end, or he'll have to sit in the front room away from the girls. Why do you have to sit away from the girls?
What they have I don't like.
The food that they eat, you don't like. How do you behave when you give him vegetables? Oh no, I can't. Well, he's very violent. He'll hit me, he'll hit whoever's around him, he'll throw things. All of that's control. It's all control, even down to the food. What you need to do is to be able to show him that you are an adult, and then say, this is unacceptable behaviour. It's temper tantrum, it's not going to happen, and place him into a timeout. I've tried that, I've had a naughty stare at home, I've tried that. I know you say you've tried it, but trying means you haven't followed through with it. Oh, yeah. Go home, give him 2 ideal plates to choose from. He will make that choice. If he chooses not to make it, tell him you'll make it by the time you count to 5. And when he shows you that behaviour, you will persevere with placing him into a timeout. He will then come back to the table until he has eaten that food. You have to show him that every time he acts that way, that you're not going to back down. If meal times in your house are turning into a battle of wills, be patient. Your child needs to try something new at least 12 times before you know they really dislike it. If kids don't like a certain food, it could be the texture rather than the taste. So try different ways of serving it. But if they don't finish their meal, be firm and don't allow them to snack after.
Joe is trying to find out whether 6-year-old Madison's violent temper tantrums are a reaction to Mum and Dad's unconventional living arrangements. Joe needs to see for herself the situations that provoke Madison's extreme behaviour.
You've got this piece of footage, right? Yeah. Now explain, what is this footage about?
This took place a couple of nights ago.
Right, let's have a look at it then.
Jordan was doing something on the trampoline. I think Madison tried to get in there and do something else, and Jordan was saying, no, it's my turn. Jordan just lost a temper and just hit Madison. And I believe Madison hit Jordan back.
But you came into this screaming.
Because I heard this screaming.
From here you heard the screaming, over there?
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay.
The reason I'm restraining her is because that's what the health visitor said was the best thing to do.
Because she does what if you don't?
She'll just lash out, or she'll just run away. If someone done that to me, if I was wound up and someone restricted me,
Go through?
I'd rip their eyes out.
So then Madison behaves a certain way.
Yeah.
Sharon can't really deal with it, right? Dad comes onto the picture. What does Maddie ultimately achieve?
The attention of her mum and dad.
Madison's learned that violent screaming gets Mum and Dad under the same roof. albeit to calm her down. Joe's worried about the effect the situation is having on 11-year-old Jordan.
My mum's one side, my dad's the other, and then I just don't know which one to go to. He'll tell me, oh, your mum always does that. She always goes off in a little puff. And then I go to my mum's, she'll be like, he always comes over and then goes back over again and just leaves me with all the mess. It's like piggy in the middle, basically.
That's a lot on your shoulders, darling. That's a lot on your shoulders that you shouldn't be carrying.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's a lot of kids being caught in the middle between all of this and getting their run around. I know one thing, they're going to have to work out what they want and what they don't want, not just in their personal life, but actually when it comes to raising these kids.
Oh, almost.
Do you feel sorry for your kids?
I do feel sorry for them sometimes.
What do they want?
I would probably say one happy family.
What do you want?
I would like nothing more than to all four of us be together under one roof, rather than a couple of doors away.
Joe's concerned mum and dad's relationship is deeply confusing for the girls. She's brought Jason and Sharon to neutral ground, away from the children, to confront the issue.
When I was able to sit and to talk to Madison, and she wanted Daddy Bear and Mummy Bear under the same roof and Mummy and Daddy living together, what kid wouldn't? You know, there's got to be some real mature conversation had between you both. Are you both in a place to be able to make this partnership move forward? And if you're not, then you've both realistically got to look at how you both raise your children together so that they have that stability.
I didn't realise it was quite affecting the kids as much as what you say that it is in the way that it is.
If you're together for the sake of the kids and not because you're together because you want to be together, then you're going to do more damage.
Yeah, and that's how I feel, to be honest with you. I feel like I am here purely because I'm scared that Sharon could possibly use the children as tools and weapons and everything else to cause problems.
It all brings down to routine, and that's all I want. I don't want it to be, I'm available tonight, I'll see the kids now. Well, I can't have that.
There has to be boundaries with regards to when the children come over and when they don't.
Good luck with that.
Right?
At the moment, the children can still come at my house whenever they want. They can go to Sharon's house whenever they want.
Yeah.
If they're on the street, they can choose to knock on whichever door they want to go to the toilet.
It's not working, Jason. That what you're choosing to do right now is not working.
Yeah, so the father gets the wrong end of the deal.
No, why do you think so?
Oh, because now you just said I'm dictating to what days I can have them.
Well, that you do it together.
Best thing to do for me is sell the house. I'll sell the house, I will move away. That'll be the clearest cut. Sorry kid, it's going to upset you for now, I will move away.
Well, if that helps you.
Yeah, I think it will, because that's the only way there's going to be a clear cut.
You
the
feel
best
that
thing
will
I
help
should
you?
do is go straight on the internet dating site, find myself somebody else, move away. Sharon ain't going to come keep knocking in and walking in on my house because I might be upset for somebody else. That ain't going to work. Sorry, I'm going to get out of here because this is just doing my head in now. I'm sorry, I'm going to end up saying things that I will not regret.
Will I look forward to seeing you tomorrow?
Coming up, has Joe come to the end of the road with Jason and Sharon?
If they don't come to terms with their own relationship, then the behaviour will continue.
This is what you have to do. This is our bedtime routine. Do you understand?
And Layla's not too keen on her new rules.
I don't get it.
In Ilford, 6-year-old Layla is wheedling her way into her parents' bed every night.
Be quiet.
End result, the whole family is missing out on vital sleep. Joe suspects Layla's making up for attention she's missing out on while Mum is busy being a childminder.
Mum and Dad are going to have a word with you about what's going down.
Joe has come up with a bedtime routine that will give Layla a guaranteed amount of mummy time every evening.
Right, Layla, this is what you have to do. This is our bedtime routine. Do you understand? Yes?
Yes.
As of tomorrow night, as you know, it's a school night. Yeah? Are you listening? Okay? We're going to do this, alright, so that you and me can spend more time together. Okay?
I don't get it.
So, the first thing we're going to do, after Mummy finishes work, Layla, look at me. After I finish work, Okay, you, me, Melissa and Aidan, we're going to sit down. If Daddy's here, we're going to do story time. Okay? Alright? After that, we're going to have bath time. And then Melissa's going to go to bed. 8 to 8:30, it'll be Mummy and Layla time, okay? After that, listen, you're going to go up to your bed. And if you don't go to bed, what are you going to miss out on the next day? One thing.
For the bedtime routine to work, Mum's got to make sure she enforces it.
What will happen is I'll put you to bed, and if you get up, I'll keep putting you back to bed later. So you're going to promise Joe that you're going to try your hardest. Don't promise me nothing. What we're going to do is we're going to succeed because you're going to put it in place.
Deep down, Mum was feeling very guilty about not giving her child the time that she did need. So putting in more structure at bedtime allows time to be spent with Layla, and it's going to release that guilt that Mum has, feeling like she's not giving her that emotional nourishment that she needs.
New bedtime routine in place, Joe wants to make sure that Layla hasn't got any more excuses for coming into Mum and Dad's bedroom during the night.
How do you sleep with all these toys everywhere?
If she's watching DVDs and she understands the stories, like this one for example, alright, nice little stories, if she has any characters that are represented with kind of gloomy, darker, bad characters, let's get them out of the room.
So are there any that you see when you're sleeping that you go, oh, I don't want that one?
Hello, what do you think of the night? Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
Do you like Winnie the Pooh?
Beast. Okay, we can go put that in my room then. I'll go put it in the sleep room. She watches the characters for the actual cuddlies that she's got, everything goes around in their head, and then they all start moving and come to life. I mean, it's like a Toy Story, really, in our own bedroom, you know? Bye, Layla. Happy sleeping. Mwah. Take care, darling. So thank you, Joe. Take care. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Joe's put the necessary changes in place, but they're only work if Mum and Dad see them through.
It really is counterproductive when no one's getting the sleep that they need. So with the effective techniques in place now, they can actually get the job done, feeling more confident as parents.
Joe is on the road meeting hundreds of mums and dads, giving them practical tips to help bring up their children. Kids are so used to getting what they want, it's increasingly hard for parents to get them to do what they're told.
She just talks over everything I'm saying. She wants my attention. She won't let me give attention to other people.
They don't do it. I demand they do it. I even shout at them to do it, and I think they love it.
Next in line is a mum whose 3-year-old son gets violent when she threatens him with time out.
A few weeks ago he just switched and he's just screaming like I'm going to you and that he wants to KILL me and all this sort of stuff. When he's in a time out, it's sort of like I don't really know how to deal with it when he's screaming at me. Do I let him out after the 3 minutes or do I leave him there?
So your concern is, when I've got my son doing a timeout and he's calling out all these names, what do I do about it? You ignore him.
Yeah.
He's basically protesting that he doesn't like what you've just gone and done. So if he's angry once he's come out and he's still screaming, then what you want to do is to calm him down. And then when he's calmed down, then talk to him about the thing that you put him in timeout for.
When kids run riot at home, parents often like the right techniques for imposing discipline.
Say, please, I'm asking you nicely, can you go upstairs and get dressed for school?
4-year-old Shirley refuses to do anything that Mum and Dad ask her to.
Upstairs now. On a count of 3, and there's going to be naughty call of pajamas in bed. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's it. What did you just call me? Not very nice, is it?